and being part of this struggle. We want to raise an alarm. Something transpired that Nigerians and the international community need to be aware of. As you are aware that we have the Chief Justice of the Federation, His Lordship, Justice Ariola. We were made to understand that the Chief Justice of the Federation that may pretend over the litigation process is currently in the United Kingdom. And how did he get there? We are made to understand that he left 1 week before time in order to avoid suspicion. When he got there, he was on wheelchair, he was pushed on wheelchair, and he boarded the British Airways. And immediately he got to London, he dashed into his hotel and disembarked from the wheelchair. The Chief Justice of the Federation does not have any physical disability. But for him to discuss in this manner raises a lot of questions. And on this premise, we also made to understand that while he got checked into his hotel, he began to rigmarole. He began to move around to go for other things in his foot. So that is the subterfuge there. And information also have it that one of the presidential candidates of this election that was moved and declared in respect to the election. I don't want to mention names because this organization here, we stand for justice. We stand for justice. And on that premise, we shall continue to demand for justice. So what we are saying here right now is that one of the presidential candidates that partook, one of the principal contenders of this election, is currently in the United Kingdom. He left Nigeria unannounced. So what does that tell you? There's going to be a meeting. There's going to be a meeting in a Nicodemus manner in the United Kingdom. In that meeting, we have it on a good authority that Nigeria, the justice system of Nigeria, will be deliberated on that table. And that meeting, we already know the premonition of that meeting. They are going to be adjudicating justice and dispensing justice to a particular individual that is the principal contender of this election. We are saying no. We are saying no to that. What we are demanding is for the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ariola, to step aside and allow a new CGN for this country. A new CGN that may superintend over the presidential litigation that has started already. But we know that from the appellate court, it will graduate into the Supreme Court. And he is in charge. We don't have confidence in his lordship. His lordship has done well for himself. But at this point, Nigerians have raised a lot of issues. And we also have another justice, Justice Emeka Wante, who has continually made statements that are pregnant, statements and judgments. He has dispensed justice that are questionable. So at this point, that is him. You will see the placard here. These justices, Justice Emeka Wante, we don't have the confidence in his justice system or judgment. We're also asking the federal government and National Judicial Commission to please, as a matter of urgency, to make sure this man does not partake among the justices that will superintend over the presidential litigation and the Supreme Court as well. Due to his antecedent, the miscarriage of justice, the perversity, the kind of judgment he gave in regard to the antecedent of the judgment he gave, we can cite instances like that of Ahmed Lawal and that of Abio. Those cases are still fresh with the Nigerian people. Everybody knew that
These are protesters, social CSOs, who are asking the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Arewala, to step aside over his alleged meeting with the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, and the INEC declared president-elect in the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria, in London. Of course, an allegation that the Supreme Court has denied vehemently, saying that such a meeting never held, and that the Chief Justice of Nigeria was in London recently, where he went there basically for his medicals and not for any meeting with any official or anybody from Nigeria, including Aswan Bola Tinubu. They denied it vehemently. Now, this group, these civil society organizations that pull this protest, they are also saying, as you heard in the video, that Justice Emeka Nwite should also be removed from being part of the judges that would adjudicate over the presidential election matters when it gets to the Supreme Court. So they're not just talking about the Chief Justice of Nigeria stepping aside. They also want Justice Emeka Nwite, who they alleged have continually made statements and judgments that has left much to be desired. Of course, they made reference to the fact that he presided over the judgment in which the Senate President and the former Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Akpabio, Godswill Akpabio, were all declared candidates of the APC, despite the fact that the two men had contested for the presidency or the presidential ticket of the All Progressive Congress. And the Electoral Act does not approve any candidates running for two offices at in the same election. But somehow, this Justice Nwite was able to pull it off and made sure and gave a ruling that allow what many people consider miscarriage of justice by allowing Akpabio and Amelawan, both of whom contested for the presidential ticket of the APC. After losing it, they still went back and they merged the senatorial candidates of their various of their political parties in their various senatorial zones. So they say they don't have confidence in him, Justice Nwite, in being part of those who will adjudicate the presidential election matters when it gets to the Supreme Court. Now, that shows you how Nigerians feel about our present judiciary. And that was the reason why many people are saying that the Presidential Election Tribunal, right from the appeal court to the Supreme Court, should be televised live so that Nigerians can be able to have a measure of confidence in the judiciary, so that at least with the eyes of the whole world on the judiciary, they will have no choice but to do the right thing and ensure justice, and not use technicalities to allow people held on to mandates they don't deserve. So you can imagine my excitement, because I consider this, if it is put through, that the election should be done, should be, sorry, that the judgment of the Presidential Election Tribunal, the trial and everything else should be televised live. That would be fantastic. That would be good for judiciary. That would be good for the country. And it is a good thing. It is a good thing. And I'm also excited because Femi Falana has also joined among those who are calling for the televising of the presidential election tribunal proceedings, which will be good for the country. And for the reasons Femi Falana gave, in fact, you know that it will be a good thing. Because at the end of the day, what matters is to see that justice is done. It's not only that justice is done, but it's seen to be done. And televising it will go a long way in ensuring that the big men don't get away with blue murder. Because if it is not televised and it's normal procedures, the justices may not do justice to this case. Because this case, this presidential election dispute is very sensitive, and it is of great concern to Nigerians, especially about fear of miscarriage of justice. So Femi Falana has backed the calls for the televising of the Presidential Election Tribunal proceedings. And he made his position known while fielding questions on Channels Television. Channels Television Sunday politics program. And that was following the calls by the national president of Nigerian Bar Association, Yakubu Mekao, for the proceedings of the Presidential Election Tribunal to be televised live or to be aired live. Falana said that such a move, which he approved, will put the judiciary in a good light and make the process transparent. Absolutely, I agree with him. It will make the process transparent. And he said, I have always campaigned for that. And that is the trend in Africa. In Ghana and Kenya, the proceedings are televised because judges have nothing to hide. They should invite the media and members of the public, he said. He said, once there is order in court, everybody should be part of it. We are all part of it. We are all part of the election. And so the decision of the court on the election should not be shrouded in secrecy. While reiterating that televising the proceedings will enhance judicial credibility, he believes such a suggestion deserves attention from the authorities. He said that it is in the interest of our judges and the public, and again, it enhances the credibility of the judiciary. Falana added, I'm very sure that the suggestion will be seriously considered. I think Nigerians should push for this suggestion by the NBA, and which Falana has thrown his weight in support too, should push for this. That is the only way to ensure that there will be no miscarriage of justice. That is the only way to put our justices on the spot, to make them to be able to deliver justice according to the law and according to justice, because their job is not only to deliver judgment according to the law, but to ensure that there is justice in their delivery of judgment. And you know that already there are fears There are people who are afraid that there may not be justice at the Supreme Court or in the judiciary. That is why some of them felt that presidential candidate of Labour Party who has gone to court uh, to reclaim his alleged stolen mandate. Many people feel, why should he go to court? That the courts in Nigeria, the kind of judgment they are giving these days, they are not trustworthy to deliver judgment, to deliver justice. That it is justice has become for the highest bidder, for the cash and carry and all that. And they make references to all kinds of justice, miscarriage of justice that have happened within the last 1 decade or more. And, to show that there is no hope in the judiciary. But people like the presidential candidates of the Labour Party has always expressed confidence in the judiciary, saying that he trusts the judiciary, that he can get justice from the judiciary. And of course, he's a living witness, a living beneficiary of justices that he had gotten from the Nigerian courts, right from being able to get his governorship mandate back, being able to uh, ensure that he had 4-year tenure in his first term, after they say his tenure had ended after just 1 year, and being able to bounce back from impeachment against him by the Anambra State House of Assembly and all that. So he is somebody who understands and appreciates what goes on in the judiciary, and that there are men of integrity in the judiciary that can deliver judgment. But not many people in Nigeria shares his confidence in the judiciary. Many people don't have sad tales to tell about Nigerian judiciary. But if this election petition tribunal is shown live, it will help to encourage transparency. It will redeem the judiciary. It will make them to be objective. It will make them to give judgment that they can defend in the eyes of the whole world. It will make Nigerians to have confidence in the judiciary, and it will be the game changer. It will be the game changer. Because right now there are these feelings that the ruling party has allegedly pocketed the judiciary. That is why they can tell their opponents with confidence, go to court, go to court, go to court. Because it appears that they have all the numbers of those who are going to give the judgment in the courts. So they're advising their opponents to go there and waste their time. But if this thing is televised live, if the presidential election petition tribunal proceedings are televised live, it will go a long way in building the confidence of Nigerians in the judiciary. And the judiciary themselves will be on trial, and they would like to make sure that they deliver judgment according to the law and according to justice. And that will be good for Nigeria. And that will be good for Peterobi, who is insisting that he won the election. And Nigerians will also be able to see through live proceeding the evidence that Peterobi and others who feel aggrieved will be presenting to the court. We all would like to watch it. It will be an interesting watch. And I can tell you for free, if it is done like that, whatever the outcome of the judgment will be pleasing to most Nigerians, because at least Nigerians will be able to say, I was there when it happened. And this is the basis upon which the Supreme Court justices declared this or that judgment. And I don't know what to think about this, but I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a game changer, and it is good for Peterobi, and it is good for all other people who feel aggrieved about the election. Because if it is televised live, there is more guarantee of justice being done to those who are aggrieved. And at the end of the day, all Nigerians, like Femi Falana pointed out, we are all stakeholders. We all voted. It concerns all of us. The verdict, the judgment, the proceeding should not be done in secrecy because it is something that concerns all of us. We are talking about the presidential election of Nigeria, in which all Nigerians participated. We are not talking about the governorship election in one state, in Lagos or Kano or Kaduna or Sokoto or whatever. We're talking about the presidential election. All of us, we are stakeholders. We should be able to see the proceedings of the presidential election tribunal. And I hope that the federal government will allow this and that Nigerian Judicial Council will allow this, and that, like Falana said, this has become the norm in Africa. In other African countries, Ghana and Kenya and elsewhere, that is what they do to give confidence to the public that the judiciary is not for sale, that it can deliver judgment without fear or favor, or without minding whose ox is God. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people to view. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.